opened in 2020 and immediately one of the main attractions here on the Las Vegas Strip. Welcome everyone to Allegiant Stadium. Daniel Carlson ready to get us started. And away we go at Allegiant Stadium. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Garindo. Jukes one defender. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
First down, ball at the 36. Man in motion, headed right. First down, and they go right back to it. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Shotgun now, first round. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
On 3rd and long, it's Stroud. Looking slant route, complete. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that 1st down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Shotgun, handoff to Garindo. And that hit stops him in his tracks. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here's Garindo again. Juke the defender. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
They'll come up 1st and 10. They'll go right back to Garindo. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the give, it's Garindo. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on second down.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Stroud now on third. And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans finish up an excellent opening series. That one splits the uprights. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Trey Tucker to return it. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35.
At their own 37-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Now we're on the counter. It's a great extra effort to keep that run going for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Pickup of 2 here, and that's good for a Raiders first. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll get this through midfield and start pushing into Texans territory. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
From the 46. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. He does it! Touchdown! The Raiders finish up their opening drive. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. Carlson good on the extra point. And the Raiders respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. To the air, Stroud. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 41. Back to throw, Stroud. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception and just forcing an incomplete pass. As soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Tight end motioning right. 2nd and 10, Stroud to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down. Now a give to Gurindo. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. That was Kenny Clark on the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
If it's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
That's the end of one. Welcome back. We'll begin the second quarter with the Texans in possession. This has been a good drive, but it's at risk here on third down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 28. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up a Houston first. Garindo running between the tackles. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet. But if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 25 on 2nd down. And the Raiders regain possession as he makes the 30th interception of his career. And just like that, a really good drive is taken away with an INT.
Sure was a lot of promise on that series, right? That's a small silver lining for them at the very least, but probably won't be much comfort now. And it's going to feel even worse when this quarterback watches the tape tomorrow.
Purdy on 1st down. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Picked off by Jalen Petrie. And the Texans take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time when they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
He's only going to manage to get back to the line. That was Tyree Wilson in on the tackle. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Motioning the tight end left. From the gun, Stroud. Irving hauls it in. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Here's Stroud now. Hauled in by Garindo. Has some room to work. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Isaac Garindo with the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. From his own end zone, here we go. They stop him right as he gets up past the 15. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week, because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
3rd and short. Here's Purdy. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Here comes Bryce Baringer to handle the 4th down punt. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 32-yard line. No return on that punt. And it's going to be Texans football. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They'll run here on 1st down. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Trying an inside give to Garindo. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, defense, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Throwing is Stroud. To the sideline, complete, and he's got the 1st down as he stays in bounds.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On target to Garindo. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
They'll run. It's Garindo. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, Stroud. Looking right, and he finds him. He's got a gain of 6 there. Tackle made by Cameron Curl. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Allegiant. And it's the Texans who have 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Stroud. Completed over the middle. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I'm sure Coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Oh, saw some movement there. That's going to cost them 5. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost them 5 yards. Well, the jumping has cost him 5. 1st and goal a little bit tougher here. Has the Houston touchdown. The Texans grow their lead just before halftime. Isaac Correndo with the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Texans double their lead to 14. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Tucker now on the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Back to throw. Here's Purdy. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there, where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Getting ugly early, intercepted again. And the Texans take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Shotgun now, 1st round. That one's caught along the left sideline. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Round throwing here on 1st. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Man in motion here. Stroud to throw again on 2nd. Short pass brought in. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. This has been a trend. Yet another interception. Trayvon Merrick has it. And the Raiders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have And it is interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got one, we got two. Do I hear a third interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought that defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
Pretty throwing here on first. Fits it through the middle. And they get there to touch him down, Brock. A big gain on that play. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First down throw by Purdy. He sends this one to the end zone. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So second down coming up. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Got a man, Bowers has it. And he's out a yard or two shy of the 15. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Oh, my. It's intercepted in the end zone. Colson Adebo's got it. And the Texans make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. He'll throw it. Finds a seam down the middle. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Chooses to bring this one out. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
On 3rd down, Purdy. Throw complete to Lamb. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Now about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
On 1st down, they'll run. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Back to the well again. The defenders are there to get him at the line. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop. Stuffed at the line a second time, and now it'll be 3rd and 10.
I know these D-ends love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing to run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
They send a receiver in motion right. Here he is on 3rd and long. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
It's 4th down.
Purdy gonna go on 4th. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Now a give on the counter. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders' side of the field. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. Now give to Garindo, running left. Down the sideline inside the 30. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
Best run games in this league have balance. Can run it inside, as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. This is Garindo. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. From the gun, Stroud. Finds him over the middle. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Well, that right there, Kate, that is the epitome of trust. And trust in your big physical tight end. Throwing his way into double coverage. You may question the decision when the ball leaves his hands, but it's tough to question when it produces results like that.
Man in motion out of the slot. Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. That's complete to Garindo. And he's tackled for a short gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow. Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points, not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Oh no, they get him yet again! Colson-Adimo's got it. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. I think it's safe to say, Brock, this defense isn't just trying to defend a lead. They are trying to eliminate all doubts. And to that end, a big play to take that interception back for 6.
I think it's very easy for fans to see when an offense goes dormant and conservative and plays it safe. But defenses fight the same challenge, Cade, and kudos to that defensive coordinator. Don't be reckless, but this defense has earned the right to be aggressive.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Tucker now on the return. It's an excellent return, but he gets popped at the end of it.
The Raiders take over first down again. And they're on the 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. After the pick, Purdy back to the air. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
He put everything he had into this one. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't quite hang on.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. To throw again, it's Purdy. He connects downfield on fourth. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. From the gun is Purdy. Complete here to Bowers. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
18 more yards. That's another Raiders first down.
Purdy on first down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Trying again following the sack. Completed over the middle. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Christian Harris on the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So that brings up fourth and long. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Purdy trying on fourth down. And they pick him off again. Aziz Al-Shire has it. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on fourth and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. So we hit the end of the third quarter. It's Texans football as we start the fourth, and they hold a commanding advantage here. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Here we go.
Now Garindo. Room to work at the 35. 40. Along the sideline inside the 25. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans keep running away with this. Isaac Guerrero with the touchdown. His third total score in this game. That one splits the uprights. And the Texans continue piling on to this lead. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Tucker now on the return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
They've got first down from the 31. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Hits him on the in route. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Working quickly here. Now Purdy. Has it down close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. They'll try and punch it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
They're running again. And he's going nowhere there. Add that to what's been a tough afternoon for him. Back-to-back stands at the goal line, and now it's 3rd and goal. Purdy looking to throw. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. Colson Adebo's got it. He's off to the races. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. I don't know about you, Brock, but I could almost feel them going through the 5 stages of grief over on that sideline, watching their would-be touchdown pass in 6 points return the entire way to the opposite end zone for 6 on the other side of the board.
You just don't really believe it's happening until he's, well, 30, 40 yards into his return, and then you're just powerless. Kate, just over 40 times in the history of the NFL this has happened.
Wow.
What a return to add to that list.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick-6. Tucker now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Back to the air following the pick-6. He fired, and they pick him off again. Picked off by Jalen Petrie. And the Texans take over on his 5th interception of the season.
That throw has got to be the last we've seen of him this contest. I'm just not sure how they leave him in when the defense is clearly all over whatever he's trying to throw. The amount of frustration he is feeling is only going to lead to additional miscues. Please, for the love of God, take this man out.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans throwing 6 more on the blowout. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Tucker now on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He's trying another one deep. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Shotgun snap for Purdy. He beams one deep right side. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
Sometimes a quarterback gets so focused on coverage down the field, you lose sight of those linemen right in front of you. On that occasion, he throws it right to the D lineman. Easy to get the paw up and swat away a potential 1st down.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They give it to him again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Another carry for him. And he's brought down for a loss. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Purdy to throw it. That's completed right side. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 1st down throw by Purdy. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Purdy now on 2nd and 10. That one's caught along the left sideline. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Play action now with Purdy. He's going to push one deep down the road. He's got it deep downfield. And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders putting up points in a game decided. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Raiders cut into the lead by another point. Well, the win may be lost, but their effort certainly isn't. They're going to try to get this one back after the score. And the Texans secure that kick, no problem. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Timeout coming from the Texans, that's their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. 1st and 10 from the 41. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. The timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. The give here on second. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. On the give, it's Garindo. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now it's Purdy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it sets up 2nd down.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Back to the air on second. Purdy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Raiders just want to get out of here with how this one is gone. Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. Purdy gets this from the pistol. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can. There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Looks like they want to squeeze every point they can out of this game. Field goal team is out there. Oh, it's a miss. He sent it wide right. And they're unable to pile another 3 onto that lead.
Goal to go, and to come away with nothing. Zip, zilch, nothing. It's not all on him for missing the kick. He could shoulder the blame with the 11 other guys who couldn't find the end zone on 1st, 2nd, or even 3rd and goal.
Pretty throwing here on 1st. Trying to push it deep downfield. They connect on the deep shot. And this is all for cosmetics as he's in for the late touchdown. The Raiders making the scoreboard look a touch better. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders take 7 points off the deficit. With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And the Texans secure that kick, no problem. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. With the win in hand, they don't take the knee. Let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Texans come away with the road win. And this was the type of response you always hope to see after a loss, Brock. Get right back out there and find a way to win the following week. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.